Not enough nonsense in your life? Need a little more? Well, get ready, because these two have it in spades. Loose talk.
What are you talking about? Nonsense.
Even looser opinions.
Please explain.
And you're along for the ride.
Everybody strap in.
This is The Burble with Benny and Az.
Just listen to how those fingers work. Thank you, Tommy Emmanuel, for the intro. This is The Burble. Hello, my name is Benny.
My name is Az.
We haven't heard from Tommy Emmanuel in a little while.
Or his brother.
Who is
actually
Phil Emmanuel?
Actually, probably a better technical guitarist.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So Tommy's just stolen the bloody...
Well, Tommy's the flashy one. Phil's more of a classical. I saw them both in concert once. It was a bloody great gig, man.
Why did you go to a Phil Emmanuel or Tommy Emmanuel concert?
Me and the old man wanted to go and see him. We like a bit of good, hard, solid technical guitar.
You like a bit of classical gas?
I like a bit of...
There's pills for that, you know. You can sort yourself out. This is The Burble. Welcome along to it. We're calling this our season finale.
Ooh, you know it's fancy when you put the lay at the end.
That's right. And what we're going to do is hopefully give you an expanded podcast. Now, a lot of the listeners have contacted me, and they've told us that they're now finally up to date. Now, I don't know why, I don't know why they seem to have neglected the podcast, but however, though, a lot of them are caught up. I have to point out, though, someone did contact us and was driving their rather expensive brand new Ford Mustang, and then chanced upon the episode where we spoke about that woman who gets... her beau to send her frozen cubes of his manhood and add it to smoothies. And the listener almost threw up inside said expensive Ford Mustang. Well, so we do apologise about that. However, though, hands up in the air, I got to tell you, we're just reporting on the stupid shit that happens around the world, a.k.a. nonsense. And that's what this podcast is all about. It's purely just to make sure that we've got the nonsense. Now, have the...
And these people need to be named.
Yeah.
Seriously.
What, the listeners or...
No.
Anyway.
Well, it's the only Mustang with vomit-coloured interior, so that'll be easy.
No, it's actually quite a nice car. We are available, of course, at theburble.com.au. You click on the podcast page there. We are there. All of our podcasts from Season 1, Episode 1, right through to this one is available on the website. Check it out. We're also available on Apple Podcasts, so make sure you subscribe there because you know that you're going to get an alert when basically we've got a new podcast to put out. Spreaker, our podcast partner, we're available there. Download the app. Spotify, nearly everyone's got Spotify on their phone as well, or their devices. iHeartRadio. Now, iHeartRadio being the leader in podcasts in Australia at the moment. We're also on Google Podcasts, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, and also GeoSavan. Is it GeoSavan at the bottom there? Is that how we pronounce that? GeoSavan?
I don't know.
GeoSavan.
That one at the bottom. So everyone, if you see that one, we're on there too.
Yep, so make sure that you subscribe wherever you can on
We've
your...
We've got a website too, don't we?
I just mentioned that at the top, theburble.com.au. How many times do I need to say
that? Just get one more in there.
Okay, as... on this extended podcast. Now, I want to talk about, because this race stuff is going on at the moment, okay?
What more can you say? Like, honestly,
there's a lot more you
tragedy.
Can say. It is a human tragedy. However, though, the lighter side, the more ridiculous side of things.
Oh, like old mate that broke into the gym, went and looted some gains.
Yep,
we talked about him last week.
Gary Kasparov. Now, do you know who Gary Kasparov is?
He is the grand champion of chess.
And has been for the last 40 years.
Bobby Fischer was the champion before him.
Yeah.
And then Kasparov beat Fischer. But
Kasparov, mate, he is a gun. He
beat Big Blue.
Yes, he did. He beat Big Blue, the Intel
supercomputer
IBM machine. That was back in the 90s.
Yeah.
He's weighed in onto a debate that the ABC, now I'm annoyed about this, I'm going to get a little ranty on this. We're funding the ABC through taxpayer money.
Not much anymore. They just axed 1,400 jobs.
Yeah, I understand that.
They didn't. Our glorious leader did.
Yeah, but I reckon through this, the ABC put the debate out. Their advertising basically is chess racist because it's white versus black. Anywho, a Kent District Library in the United States is asking people not to microwave their books before returning them. I don't know why. We'll find out. We're going back to the emergency room, as
yes.
About time. Come back on the mic so we can hear you there.
Sorry.
A man's bladder has exploded after holding in his pee for 18 hours after binging on beer. This is something I can relate to. 12 camels have been disqualified from a Saudi Arabia beauty pageant for using Botox.
Oh, performance-enhancing drugs.
Now, a Russian millionaire, has been killed on a motorcycle crash in Bali.
Yes, I saw that.
There's now, for the Jews, the Jewish people, there's now kosher lube. So they can now purchase kosher lube.
I don't think you're allowed to use that on the Sabbath, though, are you? You're not allowed to do any work.
A suspect package has sent 6 people to the hospital and caused an evacuation. Its contents turned out to be something very stinky. A woman's threatened a man over a cooked sausage in the United States. A mum is glad that vigilantes gave her son, quote, a hiding, end quote, over an alleged Queensland crime spree. That's hard parenting. Drinkers barricaded themselves in a UK pub after an illegal gathering.
Nice.
They were hiding in the cupboards and stuff. And this is an old story, but we haven't had the chance to actually talk about this yet. A seagull's flown into a woman's house and vomited on her kitchen counter before flying out. That's not all we've got. We've got a ton of stuff that we need to talk about. A Perth teenager. Now, what about this Perth teenager? He's been kicked out of a pub because of his mullet.
Well, it must be a cracker of a mullet.
Now, over in Perth as well, they're actually trying to get rid of the mullet.
What, they're making it illegal to have a bad haircut?
They're trying to get rid of the mullet. I'm telling you right now. Trump. Let's talk about Donald Trump. He's blamed protesters for such a poor rally turnout. So much so that a band that everyone seems to hate but hums along to their songs on the radio actually filled that arena with more people than the Trump rally. An alcoholic monkey, which is called Kahlua, is going to serve a life sentence in India for aggressive behaviour. Well, it's about time we crack down on the monkeys.
He's got to stop mucking their monkey's uncle.
A bloke is suing his date for $236,000 after a innocent kiss on that date's led to a cold sore infection.
Oh, that's a very expensive vial of Virax he's got there.
Yeah, and if we get time, a Scottish man's been fined for calling an Irish man a leprechaun.
Oh, race crime. When will it end?
I don't know, but it's all coming up on the Burble. Let's get on with nonsense.
Loose talk, even looser opinions.
This is the best show on earth.
This is the Burble.
Chess as not my favourite musical of all time. One Night in Bangkok is a good song. I like it when Mike Tyson sang it at the end of The Hangover 2. Okay. But moving off Chess, the musical, let's talk about chess, the game. The game of chess, which is traditionally played against another person, one-on-one. One side is white pieces. The other side is black pieces.
On a white and black checkerboard.
On a white and black checkerboard. Now, you can't get any more even than that.
No, dark and light, night and day.
Sith
Kath
and
King.
Jedi. I'm not saying that the black's always evil. I'm just saying, though, it's just, chalk and cheese, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, a professional economist has received a call from the Sydney-based ABC radio, and it was a producer on the other line, basically stating the other day, asking whether or not that the game was racist because white always moves first.
And they rang an economist out of the blue.
Yeah, he goes, I just received a phone call from the ABC producer seeking a comment about the game of chess.
What the Like, was that the intern?
I don't
just
know.
Go drum up a story.
Well, see, this is how it works in radio, okay? If you're not good enough to be on the air, but you still think you're funny, you become a producer. All right? So you're not the on-air talent. You're just the one feeding the lines of the on-air talent.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Jim Henson with his hand up a muppet, so to speak, right? Now,
I thought Alan Jones retired.
Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Anyway, they were seeking a comment from a chess official as to whether or not the rules of chess needed to be altered.
So
white doesn't go first.
What are we going to have, purple and tulle or some shit?
I have no
Is that
idea.
a colour? No, that's a fabric.
Tulle. A bridal tulle. It's a fabric. What are you talking
I was
about?
trying to think of two non-offensive
How about
colours.
puce?
Puce. No, that's purple. You can't have purple and purple.
Well, no, puce and, I don't know. Maybe
Lavender.
Eggshell.
Eggshell.
Now, you should be able to trust our national broadcaster to apply some sense and sensibility.
Yeah, look,
This is low-hanging fruit from the ABC, who typically have some very good and intellectual programs. I don't know if Compass is still on, but we know Foreign Correspondent is. Four Corners. That program's been running since the 60s. It's still on there. I don't...
Media Watch.
Then Media Watch. I love Media Watch. Then you get the dickheads on Monday night doing Q&A, right? They're trying to ABC-ize basically what's known as the panel with audience there. Do you know what I mean? It's just ridiculous.
That's just like getting low-level politicians on there and then
it's irrelevant.
Getting politics students to ambush them on on camera.
Yeah,
I love it.
I love it. Now, exactly right. Let's get the outspoken vice captain and captain of such and such high school from down at Cabramatta to have their speak, only to be cut off by some toffee-nosed wanker who's the bloody host. Okay?
Yeah.
And I know that host too. With all the drama of COVID-19 on top of this, okay, I'm just amazed how irrelevant that this is from the ABC. Are you digging with me? Or
This isn't low-hanging fruit. This is fruit that's fallen off the vine and rotting on the ground.
Yes, I reckon. I agree. I absolutely agree. So now the massive chess champion that he is, okay, so Garry Kasparov, read this. He's in Russia.
Yeah.
Doing a search, must have like some type of algorithm that goes, anything about chess, I'm going to read it.
No, he's that many moves ahead. He already knew the ABC were going to do this.
But he's come out and then said, what is this? What the hell?
Yeah.
Like, there are some things you do not touch. And I'll tell you some of the things you don't touch, right? Coca-Cola learnt this in 1985. Don't with the recipe of Coke. Then they came out with this shit one and everyone's up in arms. And then like 4 months later, they said, we've got the new Coke, but we're going to keep it for a bit. But we're re-releasing classic Coke.
That was a marketing stunt.
Oh, it had to have been. It had to have been.
It was a stunt.
Can you imagine, though, if they changed the flavour of, like, Milo?
Here's an interesting story.
Yeah.
You can't get Milo in the UK. Not Australian Milo.
No.
You can get South African Milo.
South African Milo?
Yes. That's the only other country in the world that has Milo.
Really?
Yes.
Why South Africa?
I don't know. But
because
anyway,
they have diplomatic immunity?
Well, they didn't get the formula right because it tastes more like Quick. No. It's horrible.
Yeah, it tastes like Quick, doesn't it?
And when you have a cup of it, you go, who's the dickhead now, eh?
Yeah, I was about to say, send a shipping container of that to the UK.
You can't. It's illegal to import it.
Who's the dickhead now?
We had to fly under the radar and take the sister-in-law 2 big tins of Milo and hope we didn't get caught at customs.
And?
We didn't get caught at customs.
Would you get caught for Milo?
Yeah, it's got milk powder in it, so it's a banned product because of... How
did you hide? Were they little or
no, like kilo tins.
So how the hell did you hide that when you went through customs?
Barefaced lies.
When you came into the UK or leaving Australia?
Come in. Oh, they don't care what you take out of Australia.
Well, of course they don't. Look at all the bloody formula that's getting sent somewhere else.
But no, when we came in, you got anything to declare? No. That I'm suitcase full of Milo and Tim Tams. I'm happy
to bet. So yeah, that's right. When you get off the plane, they don't actually scan your luggage, do they?
Not unless they think you're shifty.
Well, how did you get through?
I gave the package to me missus.
You go right. So she's getting thrown under the bus. Yeah. She's going to get clinked by the bodies.
I clean stitched her up. Don't worry.
You what?
I clean stitched her up. She was going to the big house, not me.
Well, why wouldn't you just
Milo.
Put it in like Ziploc bags and tape it to it with duct tape? Because they're going to pick up the weight. Like how much is a
kilo? It's a kilo tin, Benny.
A kilo tin.
That's how much it weighs.
Why did you risk yourself? Like here, I would have been just be like,
we're going to play the dumb tourist.
As is overseas, all that kind of thing. I expect to see some photos on Facebook soon. I might just check the news from around the world. What's going on? What? Hang on. What the? Is that Az? Has he been arrested for trying to import Milo into the UK?
It's the South African stuff, I swear.
South African. Let's go back to this chess
thing. Where were
we?
Oh, chess, that's right.
I think this is now political correctness gone way too far.
It's ridiculous.
This game has been around for how long, chess? Like, I don't know the origins of it, but I'm fairly sure that it would have been invented more than 1,000 years ago.
It's a Mesopotamian game, I think. So that's back before Babylon.
Wow. And the rules of chess haven't changed.
The rules haven't realistically changed. The way the movements and stuff might have changed a little bit. So the horse may not have been the horse originally
knight.
or whatever. But, basically the same. It's a strategy game. The idea is that you've got to plan moves ahead and trap your opponent.
Yep.
Now, the thing is, Casper